In this video tutorial, we are going to complete the remainder of the 2 out of 4 elevations, and I'm also going to show you how we can plot and publish. And in the later on videos, I will show you how to actually set up these numbers, which are also known as architectural key numbers. Now, this number can be used to reflect on which sheet the elevation will be, which drawing number the elevation will be, and this key over here shows what sheet you are working on. Let me give you an example. So we refer to our floor plan, and as you can see over here, I have keyed out the entire reference, the entire elevation. So as you can see, it says 07 on sheet A06. So when we go to 07 sheet A06, so we click on our 07. Now we click on our A06, then we look at key 07, then we can see that an elevation has been plotted here. So let's start with the elevations. Okay, now the reason why I said to draw a long and a short elevation beforehand was this. This elevation that you had drawn earlier, along with this elevation that you had done earlier, will be used as keys. Will be used as a template to form the other two elevation. Now you had done the elevation on this side and you had done the elevation on this side. Now what you'll do is you'll plot the elevation on this side, the rear side, and you'll also plot the elevation on this side, the other side. So let's begin. So what I'll do today, is I'll just copy this and move this back into its place. And then I'll move this reference up. Like so. So what I'll do now is simply select this H and delete it. Leave the roof as it should be. Leave the steps as it is because we are still showing from this side. Then what we'll do is simply select all these, select this, and just move it outside, like so. Oops. Then what we'll do is we'll see which windows are irrelevant here. In this case, window 2 will remain and the rest of the 2 windows will be deleted. The terminal vent is not applicable to this side of the elevation. The gutter is also not applicable to this side of the elevation. Because it's a lean-to roof, it will not have gutters on two sides, it will only have gutters on one side. The gutter this side is also not applicable. So what you are left with is the elevation of a roof along with a fascia board and the flashing. Now people might say that this is the higher side, why are you putting a roof elevation like so? I've only put a roof elevation like so to show more information when I'm putting my keys into place. So as per usual, we'll create a construction line. Then we'll click on put it on our outline. Then we'll copy it to one side only, like so. And since you have already set it up properly and it's already in place, what we'll do is we'll just select this and we'll select this. Copy. Take one of the base points. I'll take this corner here and just move it that side to make your text, to make your window and your text look consistent with the elevation on top. Now what we'll do is just copy this outline outside. Take a H for H, then press enter. H for H, then press enter. And since I'm in full screen mode, it's giving me this palette. So firstly, I'll just exit the full screen. And I'll bring in the the command line at the bottom by pressing Control plus 9 together. So I'll type H4H, then press enter. Then I'll just click on the H inside there because it's already been set up. Now, if it's not set up, I have already shown you how to match the H so that it's consistent with the others. Do not use MI, use H settings with properties. Now, the next thing we'll do is we'll move this into its place. Click on the H, DR for draw order, press enter, and move it to the back. So as you can see that one of your elevations has now been drawn. Now, an error that I made in the last elevation was this side did not have any steps, only this side has. So what I'll do is I'll go now and I'll correct that error by removing the steps. And now the drawing is error free. So we'll go back. We'll select all of our grids that we had moved out with a base point. Then we'll move it back with the similar numbers that we had used earlier, like so. And as you can see, within 15 minutes or less time, you have created yourself an elevation. Make sure to be consistent and be persistent with your work. And if you have hedged it there, you also make sure to hedge it over here, like so. Then do DR and then send it back. If your hedge properties are different, you can match them. If they are not, then you can just leave them as they are. So as you can see that this elevation is done. Now what we can do, this is still not complete. This view is not straight at all. It should be facing the other way. So if we are standing from this side and looking at this elevation, you see, as you can see that orientation is correct. However, if you're standing from that side and looking at the orientation, this one, yes, this elevation actually has to be turned, mirrored the other way. So what I'll do is I'll just simply mirror the elevation, and don't worry about the grids. You don't have to mirror them. You just have to mirror your information to this side. Now a cool trick for that is you select everything that you wish to mirror, type MI, press enter, then type M to P. This is for finding the center point of anything. Click over there, right on the outside, and click right on the other outside, and rotate it in the 90-degree manner. Then type yes, and there you go. That's your full elevation and your key in the right place. Now, the next thing that we'll do is simply rotate this using a base point somewhere else than this, so that you get a distance between the two elevations, like so. If you don't get a distance, just simply select it like so and move it out. There you go. Now what we'll do is we'll bring in this layer, but before that we'll draw our construction lines. And we'll copy to the other side, like so. We'll also place one here and just rotate it. There you go. So now what we'll do, we'll simply copy this and paste it on top. Once you set up your template, your work becomes really easy, and you just have to copy, paste, move and maneuver accordingly. That's all. You don't have to redraw, you don't have to redesign. Everything is already done for you once you've done the template. So remove anything that is unnecessary from here. Do not orient the drawing yet. Just remove what things are unnecessary, such as this porch. Then delete this. Delete all the unnecessary windows. In this elevation, we are using window number 1. So you can leave one of the window and we are also having a door one, so you can leave one of the door ones, but otherwise delete all. Remove the keys if they are unnecessary, because what you'll have to do, just simply copy from the other side and bring it this side. Delete this text. Delete this roof. And also delete this, because it tends to be completely unnecessary. Now similarly, we'll select all of the grids, then we'll select all of the, we'll select all the elevation callouts, grid callouts, and then we'll select the grid lines and just move them out at a distance that you'll be able to remember. So I'll just do since it's 23, I'll just make it a 25,000 or 28,000. Press enter. Now you have a clean place to work with. You can simply select all these and type G for group and press enter, because you'll be needing this step all anyway. So we'll copy one of our construction lines from there to here, like so, and we'll copy from there to there, like so. So now that you can see that all of my doors and windows are in line. So basically, if I take one from there and just do minor editing, then that should cover it. So now that that is done, we'll also copy the wall, and that outline can be seen here, like so, right? So we'll delete all the unnecessary outlines. We'll leave this line here as it was, and we'll delete the rest of the other outlines, unnecessary outlines. Because this is a solid wall, as you can see over here, and this is the outline of the opening over here. Now what I had done over here was simply I had shown this in a solid line, but initially what I'd like to do is put a hand railing here with a 200 mm by 200 mm concrete column. So I'll just simply go there to my column side, copy, and bring it over here and paste it here, like so, and just move this one up to the elevation on top, like so. Click on the hedge, do a DR, and send it back. Every time you're editing a hedge, click on the hedge, do a draw order, and then send it back. Now what I'll do is I'll simply place a railing with a gate. So look for the elevation that has a railing and a gate, copy it from there, and then bring it on top. In this point, this one has one, so we'll just copy all of this again. And paste it here. Not there, sorry, it's over here. Then we'll click on this and do an ungroup. We'll take out all the information that is unnecessary over here, because we do not need to show a roof here, because it's already inset with the existing building. So this railing is not important, we'll delete it. We'll select these two, then we'll type MI for mirror. Click it that side and do yes. Then click on G for group and press enter. Then move this one into its place. So now that you can see that this gate is actually away, so I have designed it to be like so. Now what I'll do is simply move this one down, because my orientation is correct over there. And then I'll draw an X line or construction line. Then I'll simply click on this and do an ungroup, UNG for ungroup, and then accept. Now I'll do the ungroup again, because I had ungrouped, I had grouped it 3 times, so I had to do that one 3 times. Then I'll pull this line out so that it's perpendicular to that, and I'll do the similar for this. Then I'll copy all of the lines like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you go. And type RE for regenerate. Once you are satisfied that that's okay, select all of these, type G for group, and press enter. And then just move them back into its place. Now, since you used an X line for reference, you don't have to worry about remembering the key or anything. Just bring it in line. Once that line green dash line shoots up, there you go. That's your setup over there. Then the steps that we had grouped earlier on, select and bring it over here like so. There you go. Now that you can see that your actual elevation is starting to take its shape. So what we'll do, we'll just bring back all of the grids and everything, and maybe I think it's best we'll delete this, because now this referencing is done. Remember that key distance that you had placed there? Oops, it's not 40,000. My apologies. It's 28,000. And voila, that's it. So since all that is now done, ensure that your elevation is actually true to its view, and then you can start to plot and publish the drawings. At times when you do a hedge, it will actually cover the initial objects, but you need to remember, if you do an RE and it doesn't work, you have to do a draw order. So let's compare our view. If you are standing from behind of this floor plan and the building is oriented this way, that means if we are standing over here, the window should appear first. So when we see on the top, our grid line A should be appearing in the first position. I mean in the last position, not in the first position. And then simply select your outline and then just place a H over there. So we'll copy this. And move this one right into its place. And there you go. You can see a perfectly consistent elevation. Now what we'll do is simply bring this back into its place. And start to set up your elevation. Now this is the front elevation, and if we can, as we can see, that when we look at the building from the front, then grid line A should be showing up to your left hand side, and grid line C should be to your right. To get a better perspective, if you don't understand, you can select this, and then you can do a rotate, and you can rotate your floor plan about its axis, and you can also determine which grid is where. So C is to the right and A is to the left, because if you are going to look at it from the front. So make sure that those changes are all there. So this is over here and this is over here like so. Then align all of your floor plans, align all of your elevations. So you have a front left and then you have a rear and right. I like to do these things one at a time so that I get the proper feel of the elevations. And I always choose one base point which I know is going to be a reference point. I don't go choosing base points everywhere. I don't go picking points everywhere. So the next one is the rear elevation. Then we'll just select it. Remember, in the last, whilst deleting the other one, I had selected this base point. So I'll do that for this one as well. And paste it over here like so. Then I'll delete this. I won't move the entire line. I'll just move one of the lines. Select that base point and move this base point to its line. And move this elevation down. Don't worry about the X lines if they get moved down. It's an infinite line, so you don't have to really worry about anything. Now, that's all the time that we have for this video. In the next video tutorial, we are going to add all the keys into the actual elevations, and then we are also going to add all the necessary information, and I'm also going to show you the indexing part as to how I have set up my indexing. So if I refer to A02, if I see A02, I know that my elevations are on these particular sheets. Please do like and subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions or queries, please let me know via comments. Thank you.